Hey adrenaline junkies, welcome to Police Pursuit US, where speed and danger are the real deal. No scripts, no edits, just raw, heart-pounding chases caught in the moment. So buckle up and let that adrenaline surge.
On the ground!
On November 19, 2023, two couples on motorcycles, riding without license plates and helmets, sped recklessly through crowded city streets. Local police received a tip and deployed a pursuit team, maintaining a safe distance to monitor the suspects' sharp turns and unusually high speed. The suspect sped through narrow alleys and suddenly cut off a bus, startling bystanders with wild drifts and reckless turns. At a gas station, two vehicles split up to throw off police, but officers quickly adapted and continued the chase. The suspect ran red lights, swerved across lanes, and took sharp corners, endangering others on the road. His frantic maneuvers suggested a state of panic, likely intensified by having his girlfriend in the car, a volatile emotional factor that often leads to loss of control. As two patrol cars closed in from both sides, the suspect launched into a deadly dance, weaving inches from crumbling walls and startling pedestrians into panicked screams. He barreled downhill on one wheel, blew through a red light, and nearly collided with a car obeying traffic signals. The next turn was one for the books. Tires screeched, sparks flew, and the girl on the back almost flew off like dropped cargo. But recklessness couldn't beat strategy. Officers held formation, avoided civilian contact, and waited for the perfect moment to strike. The chase ended when the suspect and his girlfriend were safely subdued after a sudden fall, one that clearly left the woman in pain. Quick and effective coordination by law enforcement helped prevent a potentially dangerous situation for the community. On November 8, 2023, while on patrol, an officer spotted a motorcycle committing a serious traffic violation. The rider not only split lanes but also sped off at twice the legal speed limit, triggering a dramatic high-speed chase. The motorcycle raced eastbound on I-40, weaving through lanes at a staggering 142 miles per hour, where even the slightest mistake could be fatal.
Blue motorcycle. Rider's wearing a tan shirt, dark green pants.
Meanwhile, another officer patrolling in the opposite direction on I-430 was dispatched to assist.
I'll try to break your neck, get that there. He's able to stay with him. Now we are close.
Anticipating that the rider might double back onto I-430, the officer accelerated, aiming to intercept the suspect at the interchange.
Okay, listen, if he gets to that crash, you get that traffic back there,
This pursuit wasn't just a battle of speed, it was a real-time tactical chess match. What stood out was the strategic use of the median divider as a weapon, skillfully leveraged to create a blockade and leave the suspect with no way out. When the motorcycle did in fact exit onto I-430 as predicted, the second officer made a bold move, cutting across the median to stage an independent blockade right on the highway.
And on the shoulder right now, 430 south, get ready to 12.
That was the turning point. The motorcycle couldn't evade in time and crashed hard, sending the suspect off the road and into immediate custody.
He wrecked it out. Hey, get on the f***ing ground! On the ground, now! On the ground!
Although initially combative, the suspect soon apologized, a contradiction that revealed a chaotic and unstable mindset. Inside his backpack, officers discovered a loaded handgun. This was no longer just a joyride. It carried the potential for serious violence. The suspect is now facing a slew of serious charges. This stands as a clear testament to the decisiveness, seamless coordination, and smart tactics of the Arkansas police. What do you think about this vehicle stop? Reckless or a tactical masterpiece? Tickle.
I have the bill of sale on this phone. Slide in. That. Can I pull these pants up real quick? Okay. I don't have much to say to y'all, but I apologize. That was stupid. I shouldn't have. You're right. I shouldn't have put y'all through that.
Gun. Ronald, take a picture of where this gun is. Let me get my camera.
Yes, sir.
How do you run off the road? I blocked this lane and the shoulder. That's the only reason the damn pursuit stopped. Yeah. He could either stop.
On April 20th, 2025, police spotted a male rider speeding without a helmet and with no license plate on his vehicle. This reckless behavior triggered a high-stakes pursuit, throwing everything into a dangerous and unpredictable spiral. Not only did the suspect violate traffic laws, but he also recklessly endangered himself and the public, especially young children playing along the sidewalks. Officers were forced to employ a strategy of maintaining a safe following distance while staying in constant communication to coordinate with units setting up roadblocks ahead. The situation grew more complicated when the suspect suddenly turned into narrow alleyways filled with residents, leading to several near collisions. While officers were eager to bring the pursuit to a swift end, they had to carefully weigh their actions to avoid putting innocent lives at risk. The chase reached its peak when the suspect recklessly cut off a city bus during rush hour, nearly triggering a chain reaction crash with several oncoming motorcycles. Undeterred, he weaved through maze-like narrow turns and even turned around to taunt pursuing officers with a provocative hand gesture, both reckless and disrespectful. A near collision with another vehicle almost sent two motorcyclists to the ground, but the suspect held his grip and sped off. Finally, with a perfectly timed and aggressive maneuver, officers forced him to surrender, physically exhausted and mentally overwhelmed.
Now! On the ground!
The suspect is now facing a series of serious charges for reckless driving and blatant disregard for the law. Fortunately, no civilians were harmed during the incident. What are your thoughts on this driver's actions? Let us know in the comments. On May 25, 2024, an officer spotted a motorcycle speeding and weaving through traffic. The rider, identified as Richard Silva, refused to pull over when signaled and instead hit the throttle, sparking a high-speed pursuit through the city's crowded streets.
1666 says we got a bike taking off from eastbound 264 Newtown. License plate is too fast 42 U.S. in uniform in North Carolina. There are two riders on it. One rider has a white pants. Second rider has a black and red backpack. We are eastbound 264.
The chase unfolded at breakneck speed, with the motorcycle weaving recklessly through crowded streets and intersections.
We are going through the intersection, straight through the intersection, exiting 264.
This is the intersection. What is the speed?
25 right now. It is a North Carolina license plate. 2 as in number, fast, common spelling. 4 is the number, U is in uniform, 2 riders.
Silva rode with extreme disregard for safety, ignoring all traffic signals and reaching speeds up to 125 miles per hour, turning public roads into a deadly racetrack.
What's the reason for stop?
The reason for stop, reckless driving, 100 plus.
That's cool.
And made a left on Virginia Beach Boulevard.
Left on Virginia Beach Boulevard.
Yeah, I'm with you.
10-4.
And going straight through Davis Street.
Through Davis Street.
His actions posed a direct threat not only to his own life and that of his passenger, but also to hundreds of innocent drivers and pedestrians. Every red light run and narrow squeeze through traffic was a heart-stopping moment, revealing a blatant disregard for the law and public safety.
1970, if you're going to take primary, it'll be easier to catch up with a motorcycle and the vehicle. Eastbound Richmond Beach Boulevard, passing Davis Street.
Eastbound Richmond Beach, passing Davis, what's the speed?
Current speed's 85, coming up with moderate traffic. Straight through it, but it's still continuing Richmond Beach Boulevard.
4-3 the center of Virginia Beach, how's traffic and speed?
Moderate traffic speeds right now, about 60. Straight through Constitution, still on Virginia Beach Boulevard.
There's Constitution, still on Virginia Beach.
1826 Chesapeake, mark me out on duty, and I am in the lead on this pursuit. It's going to be a white male rider, black helmet, white shirt.
Hit a right onto Fur Avenue, attempted to box him in. We are on Fur Avenue, making a right onto Southern Boulevard. Hey, this is a dead-end street, dead-end street.
Dead-end street on Southern.
The high-speed chase finally came to an end when Silva rode his motorcycle into a dead end on Southern Boulevard near Ngum Avenue.
Don't stop, don't stop.
It was a smart, tactical move by law enforcement, boxing the suspect into a corner with no way out.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Straight out!
Officers quickly moved in to detain Silva and his passenger. Ending the pursuit in a dead end minimized risk to the public and allowed for a safe and efficient arrest. Remarkably, no injuries or property damage were reported, a commendable outcome for such a high-stakes pursuit.
No damage to state property. How does this come off? Is it a hook? An old one? All right. Ooh, that's my car. How old are you, man?
The suspect is now facing a series of charges, including fleeing from an officer, reckless driving, and other serious traffic violations. This stands as a testament to the patience, tight coordination, and professional tactics of Virginia law enforcement.
All right, that's fine. So, you got an ID on you? Because we do need to ID you. And if you don't, you can go down to jail for that.
Back pocket.
Back pocket?
Back pocket.
No need for an attitude, man. Y'all just ran from us. I don't know why you're giving me an attitude.
I'm not giving you an attitude. I was trying to make sure you knew which pocket.
Absolutely an attitude there, boss.
I was just saying that pocket. I ain't got nothing else on me.
I know. I'm just going to pass you down. I'm putting it all on my hood right now, all right?
On June 25, 2023, Chief E. Sanders spotted a motorcycle not only violating traffic laws, but also displaying a blatant disregard for authority. Without hesitation, Chief Sanders intercepted the pursuit and assumed primary control of the chase.
Very sharp, blue jeans. The bike's going about as fast as it can.
The motorcycle sped through various rural roads, including sharp curves and hilly terrain that made the pursuit especially dangerous. At times, the motorcycle reached speeds of up to 105 mph.
Operation's doing good right now, Sheriff. I got P-42 behind me. P-42 going in past
The absence of a license plate complicated efforts to identify the rider, adding pressure on responding units.
Radio Tower Road, you cut off. Y'all terminate at that road. Dispatch, we just passed Radio Tower Road. 40 to airport, I'm behind the bike. 40 degrees on the block.
The chase reached its peak when patrol units moved in, attempting to force the suspect onto the shoulder and disable the motorcycle, but the rider managed to maintain control, weaving wildly along the edge of the road like a moth to a flame. An almost unbelievable display of reckless determination.
I'm in the ditch. Yeah, right up the city limits. You can't get him stopped and try to terminate. 42, correct. 37, are you coming back to the county? 101, we've been advised to terminate. Okay. 25, how close are you to the bike? P-43 is still off with it. I'm trying to get back up with him, sir. Say units if you're back on the road at that point Concord terminal.
Moments later, the motorcycle shot up a slope and brazenly sped off again.
Alright, if you're in Cleveland County, cancel, because that school's fixing to get out. It's not worth it. 343, 1022.
He wrecked out.
Okay, he just wrecked out. We're going to be here at Cooper Road.
Two patrol cars stayed on him, waiting for the perfect moment to deliver the final blow. As they rounded a corner, the lead unit veered sharply to the right, cutting off the motorcycle and successfully bringing it to a stop. Still refusing to give in, the suspect tried to flee on foot, but officers quickly closed in, placed him in handcuffs, and conducted an on-scene medical check.
42, 43, let me know if there's any injuries, if we touched anything prior to the crash.
The incident ended with the suspect taken into custody safely without any further issues. He is now facing multiple serious charges. If you found this case thought-provoking, share it to help raise awareness about traffic safety and the critical role of law enforcement.
I need one for the motorcycle. Stop, camera, and restart.
On February 13, 2025, a blue Honda Grom speeding over the limit and running a red light quickly caught the attention of the Florida Highway Patrol. When troopers activated their emergency lights and sirens to signal a stop, the suspect suddenly made a U-turn and took off. This reckless rider drove the wrong way in the right lane, heading westbound. As he approached the intersection of Griffin and US 1, he didn't hesitate to cut across the grassy median and weave through heavy traffic. His blatant disregard for traffic laws revealed a clear mindset of fear, panic, and loss of control, often seen in individuals carrying contraband or involved in serious crimes. The pursuit not only endangered surrounding vehicles, but also posed a direct threat to the lives of innocent drivers.
You're going to start
As the rider veered onto the on-ramp for Interstate 595, he continued changing lanes, crossed the grassy median, and sped across 4 lanes of traffic. At this point, officers were forced to make a decisive move to stop the suspect before the situation escalated further. An FHP trooper signaled for him to stop and moved in on his left, but the suspect hit the gas and slammed directly into the left side of the patrol car, a desperate and extreme act of resistance. After the collision, the suspect tried to flee on foot, but only made it a few steps before being taken down without further incident. Upon inspection, officers found a small amount of marijuana in his pocket, and the Honda Grom he was riding had been reported stolen. This is a prime example that running only adds to the list of charges, and a testament to the determination and tactical precision of the FHP in keeping our roads safe. Share this if you believe this pursuit serves as a costly wake-up call. On June 8, 2020, a motorcycle officer with the Police Nationale spotted a Yamaha T-Max scooter speeding on a narrow national highway. When the officer signaled for the rider to pull over, the T-Max driver not only ignored the command, but also hit the throttle and took off. The officer stayed tight on the T-Max as it tore through narrow intersections, with the reckless rider darting into oncoming lanes and even blowing through red lights. The biggest challenge in a motorcycle pursuit is the limited space for physical intervention while still keeping civilians safe. Despite wearing a bright green reflective vest, this rider chose to flee, recklessly ignoring all risks. Tension peaked when the suspect suddenly swerved into the left lane in a desperate move to evade police. But instead of accelerating, he lost control and crashed onto the roadway. The officer immediately stopped, drew his cuffs and took the suspect into custody. Notably, the police motorcycle also went down during the abrupt stop. Fortunately, no one was injured, and the patrol vehicle sustained no major damage. The T-Max, once a symbol of urban speed, was left motionless at last. The suspect is now facing multiple charges related to reckless driving, failure to comply with orders, and causing a traffic accident. Once again, the professionalism and patience of the French motorcycle police played a crucial role in preventing a potential disaster. What moment had you holding your breath? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on the bell. More heart-pounding chases are just around the corner.